Going to be a lot of fun today, for me at least. So, when you watch this, I hope that you look somewhere else, a little bit down or up, whichever way your device is facing, on the timeline, because there's some pictures there. I got up this morning not knowing what would happen, like we all don't, right? The days unfold exactly as they should. You know, there's a book I was reading, Michael Singer's Living Untethered, and he talked about the universe unfolding for the last 15 billion years just fine without our help. And, you know, us vainly flailing to try to make things be exactly like we want is this sort of hysterical and arrogant and silly dance. I pulled that out because it's my tree of life and I love having it in the picture. But anyway, I decided this morning when I got up to name today's Road to 50 Million Joy, and to explore the idea of joy all day. Joy, 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 joy. And now all of you that know me know that my wife's name is Joy. And you know, if you've read Tightrope, and if you haven't read Tightrope of Depression, My Journey from Darkness, Despair, and Death to Light, Love, and Life, and you'd like to read about a couple of real-life, unexplainable miracles, then there's some stuff in that book, and some of it involves joy. But anyway, so when I use the word joy every time I'm having a double entendre, because she's married, I'm married to her in the most absolute sense of the word. Yes, I'm an individual and I'm sovereign, and so is she, but we have used our right to choose to throw our lots in together powerfully, permanently, and with absolute and full support of one another. And that is, you know, sometimes people think about getting in relationships and you lose your autonomy. That's just not true. If you do good, what you get is you get a powerful advocate. And she's one of my greatest sources of inspiration, encouragement, and amazement, because I behold her divine nature and gifts with awe and wonder every time I see her, every time I watch her in action, every time I see what she's done and does. So anyway, today I decided to name this Joy, not in honor of her, but I was going to talk about her a little bit. But anyway, about an hour ago, the dog went crazy, woof, 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 Cooper. And when the dog goes crazy, he hears something, somebody, you know, so it's usually somebody at the door, and in these days of delivery, you know, it's Amazon or food or, you know, Costco or DoorDash or whatever it is, right? So I went to the door, and leaning against the side of the door, I opened the door, and there was a FedEx truck out there. And I wonder what that is, and so I didn't know. And then I saw a box leaning by the house, and so I just hollered out, "Thank you," and picked it up, not knowing what it was, and got in the house. And then I picked it up in my hand and turned it over and saw a sticker on it. And the minute I saw the sticker, my heart leapt with joy, because it was for Joy. It was addressed to me, but it was for her. Now, and at Christmas time, I haven't been particularly good with Christmas presents and things. I mean, I always remember, but I don't know that I do the best selection or have the best intuition about that. And that's a story I'm sure I could improve on. But anyway, it is what it is. And I'm going to turn on a light here that should have been on. There, thank you. But anyway, so I knew what it was in a heartbeat. And it was two pictures for Joy. And they were museum-grade stretched canvas, glory, hallelujah pictures. And their original artwork done by the 21st century Picasso. The 21st century Picasso has arrived, and if you don't know it yet, you need to get with the program. His name is Ori Bengal, and he is truly a wizard. He's amazing. He's fabulous. I've talked about him occasionally before. He's a friend. He's a client. He's a lover of people. He is a spectacular artist. Oh, and he creates art like breathing. And you know, one of the things I love about Ori is that he has done 3,900 days in a row of art, daily art. told himself he was going to do that some 11, 12 years ago now. And he's done it. Consistently worked on art every single day. And done, I think, I'm not sure exactly what the goal is. Or if you see this, you can write it down. But I think it's a piece of art every day of some kind. And of course, there have been days when he didn't want to, and times when he was too busy and traveling and this and that and the other, but he does it anyway. And now that we're up nearly to 4,000, why that can't stop, of course, because he doesn't want to break that. But anyway, I met Ori a number of years ago, virtually, and took one of his classes, and was his client at that time, his drawing classes. And I paint, but I'm not very good. I'm not even worth a mention compared to his staggering skills, but we were reintroduced a year ago or 6 months ago or something by another client of mine, and we got to having conversation about this, that, and the other, and then I had the idea to have him paint for me, and he did. And it is pictures of my joy, and that came today. Just, on the day when I decided today should be about joy. And I have a whole piece of this topic I haven't even started yet. But that story alone is worth the whole episode. And I'm going to go on to the other topics. But I want you, please, go to my Facebook wall and scroll up or down, whichever way it is, and find those pictures. They are breathtaking. They are staggering. They are awe-inspiring. We just don't have words to express that kind of capture because our eyes are so much a part of our experience, and someone who's blind has to compensate for that. It was drawn to my attention recently because I was reading a book about dogs. Joy picked up a National Geographic, I think a fairly recent vintage at Costco, and it's about dogs. And it's going through all the different things about them and their emotions and how they, the evolution and the pack and just a whole bunch of stuff. Really good. If you have a dog, you should read it. But anyway, one of the things was about smell, and the first sentence in there, or one of the first sentences in that section was, the dogs interact with the world mostly through smell like we do sight. And it drew my attention to, one, the comparison, and two, to remember how much, there is in sight and our nuanced ability to see and distinguish and determine, hundreds, millions, billions of color variations, light variations, and all the rest, and was thinking, wow, if a dog does that with smell, that's just staggering. But anyway, the pictures are beautiful. They capture an essence, a glory, a beauty, a power, a calmness, just on and on and on. I could blather, right? And I probably will. But anyway, he did a great job. And we got the real ones today. We'd gotten the proofs, or the digital versions, by Christmas, and our anniversary, which is the date I'd asked for them. So, Ori Bengal, if you're watching this, thank you. Beloved man, this is spectacular. And I'm going to send you a note, obviously, privately. So that's joy. I declared joy this morning. Joy showed up in spades. You know what happened? I didn't film the unboxing. I should have. I'm not always tuned up with that. But anyway, I opened them after I knew what they were. I opened them carefully, and Joy helped me, and she knew what they were too. And so, but I didn't let anybody see them. And I took them after we had them out of the box, and they were face to face, so you couldn't see them. And I went and split them open so I could see both of them together. And my immediate reaction was so emotional that I wept and I fell to my knees because they were so beautiful. So anyway, then I called Joy over, and Nadia, who's our guest, Ukrainian family member, and her daughter. But anyway, it was just beautiful, spectacular. And it's a thought to capture our attention that joy is here and now. It's what we create. That moment obliterated everything else in the universe. Nothing was going on. We were unwrapping them and we were getting ready and then participating in that. Nothing else in the world was going on. And yet all the same things that are going on were going on. And so once again, it demonstrates something really important for you on the road to 50 million about serving with your gifts and talents. You all pretend, and so do I, that we have too much to do, that we're too busy, that we can't control our minds, that we're scattered, that we can't. And yet, this happens. That just happened. And every single thing was gone from my mind, my heart, my thought, my body. Not a single piece of attention was being paid to anything else except the all-consuming beauty of the picture, letting Joy see it and her reaction, and falling in love again with those pictures because she'd seen them smaller versions, which I'd printed out on, regular old printer paper. And so that's the preamble for today. So today might be a little longer. It won't be, might be, will be. Now, here's what I wanted to do to start with when I thought about joy. This morning, joy is a choice. It really is a choice. And that means regardless of the externalities, my bills aren't paid, my stomach hurts, so-and-so did this, backstabbing, unkind, this, that, and the other, all those things, they are what they are, and they will be what they will be. But you can choose to live in unconditional joy all the time if you want to. It's in the universe. It's there. Energy is in the universe. Joy is in the universe. It's a matter of tuning our antenna. Now, we've all heard of the bias that happens to us when we buy a red car or a blue one or something. We think we don't see any, and as soon as we have one, we see them everywhere, called confirmation bias, I think. And if that's wrong, shrinks, excuse me. But anyway, it means you see what you expect to see. You find what you expect to find. You get what you expect to get. So if you expect joy, then even when things don't happen the way you want, which is going to happen 200 times today, it just doesn't go in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you, right? And that state of being able to not fight against the thing, but just have it bounce off, that is an attainable place. You're not born that way, or maybe we are and we lose it. But it's certainly someplace you can get to. It's not being silly. It's not ignoring reality. It's not being Pollyanna. It is a choice. Just like Joy and I in our partnership, we're not blindly anything. We have chosen with full choice and commitment to banish everything else and be each other's partner, period. Full-on choice. No second guessing, no backing out. So I wrote in the comments, she's the love of my life and my eternity. My commitments are for real and forever, and so are hers. And the fun about that is you can do that with anything. I'm talking about, love, and Valentine's Day's in about 3 weeks or something. But love, the intention and focus of doing something for someone else, is the foundation of the world. It is the glue that holds the universe together. It is the power of creation itself. Love is that power. Joy isn't that power, but love is that power. It is the foundation of the universe. It is the creation of all things. Love is that power, and I think I said joy a minute ago. But love is that foundational power of all things, and you can love someone whether they let you or not, whether they want you to or not. And that means you and I, we can each access that infinite creative power at any moment. And yes, it's a habit. You have to practice. Yes, you have to do the work. Personal development is called that because it's a choice. We don't have to do it. We can cruise. We can stay what we are, where we are, as we are, or we can look up the mountain of personal development and decide to put on our hiking shoes. And it's a hike. Nobody falls up the mountain. So if you have grudges and anger and bitterness today, okay, that's where you're starting. So make a choice that you're going up that mountain. And the speed with which you go up the mountain's up to you. The steeper it is, the harder the climb. The faster you go, the harder the climb. That's okay because it's your choice. You can rest, but you can have joy in the journey. And that means every day, every waking moment, even when things don't go your way. There's so many people that talk about this and they say, well, you get through the hard times. You lean into them, love them, embrace them, seek the growth in every experience. I'm not telling you what to do. It is a thing that I've learned to do that has changed my life. It has made every day joyful. It has made every day full of love and power and capability and excitement, and just the list is endless of benefits provided by living in love and unconditional joy. So I define the ultimate life as purpose, prosperity, and joy. Well, you can choose a purpose. Yes, you have a divine purpose. I can promise you that jumping out and choosing a purpose and serving it with love in your heart, so if you work in a basket of love and you start serving and you pick a purpose that feels good to you right now, you will find the true purposes of your life. I'm not suggesting we only have one talent or one thing, but we do have talents and we do have purpose and mission that we agreed to and were stoked about before we came here. I know that because of when I died. And obviously you're free to completely reject all this and think I'm crazy. But I'm offering it to you on my road to 50 million as a ticket to happiness, a ticket to productivity, a ticket to cash even. I know how interesting that might sound. But when we work in happiness and joy and love, we do better work, and that means our work is more valuable, and that means we create potentially more income unless we're doing something as a volunteer. Love is the foundation. Joy is the outcome of love. When you love fully, your joy can be unconditional. So those are a bunch of things to think about. Enjoy today on this road to 50 million. Now, here's the invitation. I'm on a road to 50 million. I'm going to reach 50 million people and help you discover, develop, and serve with your gifts. Can I help you do something? I have platforms, I have stages, I have places for you to spread your message. Reach out to me. I'm a coach. If I can help you with mindset and with determination and with how to pick your purpose and all that stuff, yes, I do all those things, and I do them joyfully. It is my purpose to reach 50 million people this year and to love you and to help you. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing nothing else. And so I invite you to consider where you are. I invite you to consider where you'd want to be in a month or 9 months or 6 months, 90 days, 6 months, the end of the year. You can have what you want. If you want to put on your hiking shoes and hike the mountain to get there. Love you. What a day I've had. I named it Joy and she came in the mail. FedEx. It was glorious. Bless you. Thank you. I honor you. I had a fabulous opportunity to meet somebody on Lunch Club today. I was just honored by her story of what she is doing for kids. She's fostering and doing some work with adoption and working with, at-risk and damaged, quote, children that have had rough times and helping them in ways that were just surprising and beautiful and touching. And I just listened to her talk and I was impressed and touched. There are so many people doing good things. And I am out to serve, to help, to lift, to encourage everyone who sees this to do the same. We'll see ya tomorrow on the road to 50 million.